All right, let's dive right into a really powerful idea today. It's something pretty much all of us do without even thinking about it. We just give our personal power away. Every single time we react to some hater online or get sucked into a pointless argument, we're literally handing over control. But what if you could stop that? What if you could just shut it all down? Well, that's what this is all about. We're going to break down how you can become truly untouchable.
Just think about that for a second. Every moment you waste on the wrong people, every second of energy you spend, that's a piece of your power that you've just handed them. You might feel like you're being strong by engaging, by fighting back, but you're about to see that the real power players, well, they move in a completely different way.
So how do we get that control back? We're going to walk through 4 powerful strategies that will completely transform how you operate in the world. First up, we'll talk about the currency of power. Then we'll get into the weapon of silence, the art of absence, and finally, we'll forge the armor of indifference.
Okay, let's kick things off with the most fundamental rule of all. You have to understand this. Your attention is currency. And the second you start throwing it around carelessly, you're going to go broke.
I want you to really think of it like that. Every single time you engage with someone, you are spending your most valuable, non-renewable resources, your mental energy, your emotional bandwidth. This isn't just about what you're looking at, it is a direct transfer of your personal power from you to them.
So here's the game-changing shift in your mindset. From now on, before you invest even a second of your attention, you have to stop and ask yourself this one simple question: what am I getting in return? You know, it's a question most people never even think to ask. They just give their attention away for free to anyone who makes a little bit of noise.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. On one side, you've got poor spending. That's you responding to every hater, getting sucked into drama, trying to defend yourself to people who will never listen. And what's the return on that investment? Nothing but stress and wasted time. But on the other side, that's a wise investment. This is about being selective, about guarding your attention like it's gold. Because it is.
Now let's move to our second pillar and see how this all connects. See, most people think silence is weak, that it means you've surrendered. They could not be more wrong. The truth is, silence is often the most aggressive move you can possibly make. It's a weapon, and it never misses its mark.
There's some really powerful psychology going on here. See, when you respond with words, you're actually validating your attacker. You're playing their game by their rules. But silence communicates something so much more powerful. It says, you are not worth my energy. You don't even register on my radar. Now that is far more devastating than any comeback you could ever think of.
So why is it just so brutally effective? Well, first, you rob them of the reaction they're desperately craving. Second, you create this vacuum of uncertainty. They're left spinning, wondering, did they even see my comment? Do they care? And that not knowing will absolutely eat them alive. Third, you give them zero ammunition. They can't twist your words if you never said any. And finally, and most importantly, it shows everyone that you are the one in complete control.
Which leads us perfectly to our third principle, the art of absence. Now, this is not about ghosting everyone and just disappearing completely. That's not power. That's just running away from the game. Real power comes from strategic withdrawal. Let me break down the difference for you, because it's huge. Complete withdrawal just makes you forgotten, irrelevant. But strategic withdrawal, that makes you unpredictable. You're still there, you're still in the game, but you are not always available. You create scarcity, and that makes your presence incredibly valuable. It actually creates an obsession, because if they can't predict you, they sure as hell can't control you.
Once you master this, the entire dynamic just flips on its head. People start to value your presence because it's not a guarantee anymore. They start chasing your validation. Suddenly, you're no longer just a player in their game. You are setting the rules. You've turned doing nothing into pure influence.
Okay, this is it, the final and most critical pillar. The real reason people are able to manipulate you, to drain your energy, is because you haven't built your armor yet. And that armor is called indifference.
To build this armor, you have to get ruthless about who gets access to your energy. There are 3 groups to erase. First, your enemies. Stop engaging. Let your success be their torture. Second, the critics. Stop defending yourself. Their negativity only has power if you react to it, so make them completely irrelevant. And third, the energy parasites. You know, the ones often disguised as friends who just drain you. And remember this, protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's survival. And let's be crystal clear about something. Indifference isn't about feeling nothing. It's not about being an emotionless robot. It's about having complete and total control over what gets to affect you. It's about being so secure in yourself that no amount of external chaos can possibly penetrate your inner peace. Your emotions start to serve you instead of ruling you.
Just imagine for a second what happens inside someone's brain when you ignore them. It creates pure chaos. They're left fighting a war inside their own head, trying to solve a puzzle that has no solution, all while you remain completely unbothered. See, arguing gives them your attention. Ignoring completely erases them from your reality.
It really all comes down to this number right here, 0. The ultimate expression of power is something called calculated inaction. It's the wisdom to win by simply refusing to fight an unworthy battle. You understand that some people will happily destroy themselves without any help from you. Your only job is to refuse to sink to a level that doesn't serve you.
So this becomes your new code, your new way of operating. You guard your attention like it's the most valuable thing you own. You wield your silence like a weapon. You make your presence strategic, rare, and valuable. You build your armor of indifference, and you rise above it all by knowing exactly when not to act.
Look, this isn't just a set of cool tricks. This is a fundamental shift in your entire operating system. You are moving from being a person who reacts to everything to a person who reigns over their own reality. You are the one who decides who gets your energy, who gets your time, and who gets your silence.
This is the true art of personal power. And now, the blueprint is yours. So, I just have one final question for you. Are you ready to stop giving your power away and finally become the most untouchable version of yourself?